We are the U.S. Air Force Drone Detection Identification Tracking Counter System, working with the Air Force Nuclear Weapons Center out in New Mexico. And our problem is how might we possibly detect and eliminate the threat of drones in accordance with U.S. airspace regulations. If we do so within FAA regulations, we'll be able to do so overseas. And in looking into this problem, it's how can we use something that's very lightweight and able to be deployed with whatever whoever the U.S. Air Force has forward deployed, which we are still left in the dark on a little bit, and with using existing military systems. And I'm Jack O'Neill, Intelligence Analysis Major.
I'm Brooke Blaney, I'm the Writing Major.
Matthew Boyce-Geffett, I'm an Engineering Major.
David Swing, Computer Science Major.
Anna Rose Lemba, Nursing Major. So we redid our VPC slides, and we did it in terms of like our sponsor in one. And then our next slide is going to be the mentor. And so in terms of our sponsor, some of the gains and pains and all that is that they don't want any more weight than they already have, and the fact that they can't carry any more weight because they're already carrying a lot on their back. So some of the problems that we come across that, again, like we mentioned before, is the FAA regulated and unregulated airspaces. And so some of the potential products that we can make are in terms of technology that has already been created, so we could just innovate our technology into what they already have.
From our mentor, he helped us define some of the pains, which are that we need to make a product that can find enemy drones that are fast-moving, and the soldier or whoever is based anywhere, whether it's U.S. or deployed, they don't know that an enemy drone is coming in. So we really have to make a product that will be able to detect an enemy drone at any time of the day, day or night, any condition. And a pain reliever for that was that knowledge of the situation where they're deployed, whether the U.S. based or deployed overseas, and the current situation of that. Our greatest pain is finding the drone passively, which means that without the use of radar or anything that sends a electronic signal out from the point of origin. Because if we do that, then the enemy may be able to track the soldier back to the point of origin and attack them. So we want to do it passively, which means that we can't send any signal out to detect.
So our minimum viable product has not changed so far for this week. Still looking for more clarification on it. To give you an overview again, it is a system. As it currently exists, it's mounted in a vehicle. What it does is it detects drones from their control signal. It's able to detect their control signal through a frequency scanner, and once it detects them and locks on, it sends out either a jamming signal to jam that control signal, or it interferes with its satellite navigation. The problem that we're having with this, we're still trying to figure out why something like this isn't being implemented. Either, do we not have that technology, or does it not fit into the situation? And we're still looking on clarifications of that.
So how we evolved what we're looking to get done and accomplish this week. Some of the pain points were how do we, again, avoid enemy detection. A couple of the people we talked to at our sponsor, as I started talking to them a little more this week, began to talk about how maybe if the drone's already coming for us, they already know where we are, so why is it necessarily, if some of the existing technology we're using, whether it's radar or electromagnetic forces, different things, why does it necessarily matter? If it's coming at us, they might know, so let's just take it out anyways. That's something we're looking into. One of our main focus point for the week was how do we clarify the situation, as we were set back a little bit with trying to understand what the Air Force is doing with this. That still hasn't come very far yet, because we're still kind of trying to figure out as a team how to ask, I think, better questions that elicit a better response for us to move forward. And also with identifying the specific beneficiaries, as far as asking what kind of team or what kind of roles these people play, or are they carrying out in the Air Force, and getting no comment responses. So trying to figure out how do we deal with that and work forward. And then looking at pain relievers, as DK stated, looking at frequency phase jammer and then working with the Air Force Nuclear Weapons Center to figure out this issue.
For next week, as Jack said, we are having some communication issues and clarity issues. So we already have several interviews set up for tomorrow and some for Monday, and we're going to continue setting up more interviews. And these are our main people that we've been waiting for, the Air Force. We're going to try to be more specific with what the Air Force wants with us, not what the Army might want. And with that, we're going to try to make some sort of final MVP so we can present it to them to have them critique it instead of all of this general information we've been shooting back and forth, which really hasn't been helping us. So we're going to present like a rough draft, and if they don't like it, we're just going to change it. All right?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Don't be down on yourself, all right? I know there was some concern coming in, and I hope you recognize this. You told us what your problem was. What is your problem?
Detecting enemy drones?
How?
Passively, yes.
Right? So that's what you've identified as your problem, all right? So it doesn't matter whether it's a, yeah, I know you've been getting tangled in this U.S. airspace, not U.S. airspace regulations. I think that there's where you want to dig. I think that's why you may not be getting this answer of where it's deployed and all this stuff is because it doesn't really matter. It's that passive detection that they're after.
And you guys are on the crux of something amazing by having all of these interviews that you've got. Now your people are there. What are you going to ask them? Like,
right.
what things do you want to know? Like, what list of questions do you have for them? Do you need feedback on what those questions are? Like, this is your moment, right? And so don't be Debbie up. Like, it's about to come. So get ready, get primed for it because you've got a lot of work to do. Good. I'm excited for you all.
I would say, just to kind of build on that, make some objectives for those interviews. You have this kind of special moment that you haven't been able to make that contact. Now you're going to get that time. You have more information going into that interaction than some of the other teams who were able to make contact earlier, but use that moment wisely. So think of your objectives. What do you most need to know for each interview? What questions are most essential so that you come out of it at the end having made a much bigger step forward.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the other thing I would say is always think of your MVP as of iteration. And I think your feedback's up.
Yeah, don't use the word final in front of MVP.
I think it was a wording issue, but yeah, it's never final here.